making some homemade tomato sauce with most of the things from my garden, and we're gonna do it step by step. I'm super excited. This is my very first time making tomato sauce in a big batch, so I can have some for dinner tonight and then also freeze some so we can have some meals throughout the winter. So let's go. Okay, so here we have the things that we need. I'm going to put in the description below how you peel your tomatoes. This is the bowl that I did in that tutorial yesterday, and these are some that I did today. These are all from my garden, and these I got uptown at the market yesterday just because I knew I was gonna make a big batch. So you're gonna get your tomatoes peeled up and ready. You're gonna have some garlic. I don't have any cloves, but I did have some minced garlic, sugar and salt, some butter, and then you're gonna have your onions. And I will link in the description here this recipe that we're using. But first what we're gonna do is I'm going to kind of cut these up just a little bit, and then we're gonna put it all into a pot and start cooking it down. So let's get the tomatoes cut up. Okay, so here we go. So the recipe that I'm following says just to put the tomatoes in whole, but I'm not gonna do that. I kind of want to get them cut up and get in there. And now we're gonna put the rest in. So we're gonna put in the onion, the sugar and salt. Whoop. Now the garlic says not as much as this, but we absolutely love garlic, so I'm going to put all of the garlic in. I'll scrape that out, and then I'm going to put the butter in, and we'll put it on the stove. So let me just scoop the rest of this garlic out. And the butter. Right, so we've got it on the stove. We're gonna turn it on. I'm gonna put it on the double burner just so it gets warmed up a little bit quicker. And this is literally how simple it is. So you're just gonna put it on here, obviously heat it up and let it cook down. It says 1.5 to 2.5 hours. So, jeepers. I am going to get it cooked down here a little bit when it starts bubbling, and then I will give you an updated peek at what it looks like. And then we're basically just gonna simmer it, cook it down over the 2 hours, and then once it's done and cooked and a lot of the juice has disappeared, what we're gonna do is basically take a masher and just mash all the big chunks that are up left, mash them up. So in the meantime, while this is cooking down, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna run into my freezer and grab my bag of basil. Actually, yeah, I'm gonna do that. I was gonna say I could just run to the garden and grab some fresh, but I'm gonna actually use up my frozen stuff from last year from the garden, and then this stuff will be good in the freezer this year. So let's go to the freezer and grab that. Okay, so here is my bag of basil. It is so good, and I love having it frozen because we can use it in stuff throughout the year as we need to. But obviously it's gonna be cold and frozen. So I'm gonna take out probably 2 handfuls like this, maybe 3 actually, and we'll chop it up to add to the sauce once it's getting cooked. I was using the kitchen scissors. Sometimes it's easier than using a knife, and a lot of people don't realize that's why these are in knife blocks, because you can use them in the kitchen for cutting things. But anyways, There we go. We've got it all cut up. This says to add it in before you serve, but I think I like the idea of it cooking in the sauce with it. So when it's boiling down there a little bit better, I think around an hour mark, I'll throw some basil in. And thinking about it, I have some fresh parsley in the fridge. It's not in the recipe, but I'm gonna grab some and cut it up and put it in with here too. And then I'm gonna put them both in once it's almost cooked down. Okay, so we've got it both cut up here, good to go when this is good to go, and let's have a peek at the sauce. So this is now what it looks like. Obviously it's boiling, and you can see that there's a lot of water, but that is what it's supposed to be. So it's basically going to cook the tomatoes, cook the garlic, cook the onion, and then what's going to happen is as it's cooking, the juice is going to evaporate and it's going to become thicker. And then closer to the end, I will put the basil and parsley in and give it a good mash. So why I love basil and parsley and fresh herbs in a sauce is because it brings a lot of the flavor out, but it also makes, and I don't know about you, but I love like an earthy taste to my sauces, and that is what parsley will do. So parsley is more of like an earthy, savory flavor, whereas basil is a bit more sweet. So both of them combined in the sauce will be very, very good. And I'm just getting myself excited for dinner now. So anyways, I'm gonna cook this down. I'm not gonna show you the entire process of cooking it down because it's gonna just waste your time. So I'll cook it down, and once it's good and we're ready to do the next step of putting the fresh herbs in, I'll hop back on and we'll do that. All right, so while I was kind of just waiting for this and stirring it, I cleaned up my house, did the dishes, and I just wanted to give you a peek now. So it's been probably about 45 minutes, and it's looking pretty good. When I stir it, it gets thicker and thicker and thicker, but you can see now how it's cooking down. Let me turn it around. So there you go. You can see how it's cooking down. There's a lot less big chunks. It's kind of working its way in together. And I'll probably give it another 45 to see kind of where we are. And then I'll put the basil in there and in the parsley and get it cooking down even more together. So it's pretty thick now. There's not a ton of water. So what I'm gonna do is get out my masher and I'm gonna mash it down and throw my basil and my parsley in. Okay, so it is all, you can see that all the chunks are gone. Now it is just a complete tomato sauce, and I'm going to put the basil and parsley in. So here's our basil and parsley and basil. And we're just going to mix that in. And let that just simmer for a bit, and we're pretty well ready. Ooh, I'm so excited for it. It's gonna be so good. Just cook it down, let it simmer, probably for about, I don't know, 5-10 more minutes, and then we will be ready to have some for dinner, and then let the others stuff cool, and I'll put it into containers and put it in the freezer. Okay, and it is done. So as you can see, it is a pretty thick sauce, and smells so good, guys. There it is. Perfect. So I'm going to use it tonight for dinner, and then I'm going to put the rest into containers in the freezer and freeze them to use them up this winter. There you go. So that is homemade spaghetti sauce, pasta sauce, tomato sauce, whatever you want to call it. And it looks super good. It smells super good. And I will put below in the description the recipe that I followed, as well as the recipe or the YouTube video that I created on how to peel your tomatoes to get started. So have the most amazing day, guys. Thank you so much. And as always, like, comment, subscribe, ring that bell so you never miss a video. Bye.